Got to serve when you go through the toe. When you say the valley, you ain't got to say green. If you a big bad, you know it's so lean. You can cut the search when you go through the course. DC South Beach, I'm more than a 40. No, you don't follow when they say up the alley. No, you from the farm when the nigga say 40. Kill my mother, that nigga from the car. You can say damn when the nigga say chop. You know it's for sale when they haul the rock. You know it's for sale when they haul the rock. You know about me. You know what I'm saying? About me, nigga. About me. Still looking like bums, bro. What's up? What's up? Brick Squad. I had to take a nap, bro. I felt like I was reading like a lawyer today. Free the men. The real ones anyway. That's what I mean when I say free the real. You know what I mean? No, let my man MDM. Brick Squad, Brick Squad. I'm about to go into some of this Jack Harvey jump. I ain't feel like shooting, editing, and adding pictures to another video, so I get so much BMF intel in a day. Some of it I can't even read all of it. Like I got partners and stuff now that's reading some of it, just breaking it down, saying, "E, look at this and tell me what you think." You dig? I ain't what it do. You know what I'm on. I'm about to give y'all another little quick breakdown. I done got to a point now where I just read the whole document on my, let's say my partners read some of the document, and I'm gonna just start taking y'all to the most important pages, bro. They talk about life. You ever thought about being a paralegal? Yes. But I be so busy doing other stuff, I'll never go get the credentials. But for my partners, I am a paralegal. I got homies that got big heavyweight names in the feds, big paid lawyers, co-defendants, law library experts, and they still call home and say, "E, can you at least assist me doing this and doing that?" So I'm talking about dudes that had life sentences. And I ain't about to name drop with that one just for the sake of, you dig? But trying to wait till we get about 100 people in here before I go into this Jack Harvey thing. Man, my man just hit me from Detroit, said, "Bruh, you got Detroit on fire." I said, "Damn, for real?" That last upload was fire, E. That's real journalism mixed with a little paralegal. Man, I'm like the Donald Goins, Johnny Cochran of the ghetto. Although I ain't from the ghetto, I'm just from the hood. I'm like the hood journalist, bro. Lord Johnny Cochran, the Lord Donald Goins, you know what I'm saying? Lord ESTG. You feel me? Lord Donald Goins, Lord Johnny Cochran mixed with the Lord ESTG. Shout out to Louisville, Kentucky. So, what's up with the rappers from Detroit? Everybody want to go support me still. No bias, no interest, just straight journalism. I don't even care, bro. Like I told you, Meech or near air of a soul from the IMF could give me 100 books on consignment. What it do, Uptown E? Oh man, I just took a nap. Probably get up and do my YouTube thing for a few minutes. Soon as we get a couple people, more people in here. Why didn't he get credit for cooperation? To be honest with you, my emphatic answer is I don't know. My second answer is I believe something went wrong. I'm not sure yet. I reserve my opinion for a more concrete answer. You say Meech was untouched in the feds. Why you say that? I mean, I don't have no problem with you saying it or not, but why did you say that? Why Why are you saying that? Meech was untouched in the feds. All right, but why did you say that? Atlanta to Florida. What did that mean? I see Tammy. I'm running the opposite way. I'm gonna head for the hills, y'all. Tammy wicked, and Tammy ain't just started doing this, bro. Tammy is not this damsel in distress that they keep making her out to be, bro. That is not true. That is not what it do. Man, Mo, I never seen a super rat. Tammy a master splinter when it comes to snitching. I want to push back on that just a little bit. Tammy is not even a rat, y'all. Tammy is a bona fide professional informant. She's a little different. You know how like some rats, they really criminals and then they tell them come back around. She don't even pretend to be anything other than an informant. Why he didn't get credit for cooperating? I'm not sure. Great breakdown on this weird case, family. I did 120 months and never seen one like this. I've never seen nothing like this, bro. I'm glad somebody else, because I was feeling like I was overthinking. People should be coming home from the crooked DEA work. Oh, there go my man in here, big homie Mooka. Mark my words. Some people have come home, or some people are gonna come home based on Chroma's behavior. And the more you dig into this whole fiasco, Special Agent Jack Harvey's name might come up in some stuff because they're alleging that Tammy had drinks and social medias with him, although she denied it. But I know a case right here in Washington, D.C., where the FBI was stealing out the evidence room. I'm going to cover it, as a matter of fact. And I'm going to try to link it to this to show you what ends up happening or what's supposed to happen when the agents compromise what they're doing. So no one checked Meech's paperwork when he hit the main line. He didn't hit the main line nowhere dangerous though, bro. He hit the main line in just where you could joke and party and play at. DC, you're all right with me. The homework is the homework. Salute, Mr. J. We in the spot, E. All the men watching now. Shout out to the men. Shout out to the hood. Shout out to Ward A. Shout out to Southeast. Shout out to Uptown Freedom Squad. What's up to all the men in the trap watching? I'm about to show y'all how these rats get down. I'm gonna show you how Jack Harvey gonna expose these rats, and I'm about to give y'all proof that the BOP, not just the DEA or the FBI, but the Federal Bureau of Prisons was aware of this matter. How? How am I gonna prove that the feds was aware of this IMF Demetrius may be cooperating situation? Because they put him in the hole when Tammy's Pacer situation hit the fan. And I'm gonna give it to you straight out of Jack Harvey's testimony. Forget Big Meech case, my bad, Demetrius. Forget Cuff case. You want to go to the beginning of something, what do, bro? You go back to the source. Where's the first documentation of all this government informant behavior? In the Terry White case. I'm talking about documented, but it could have been somewhere else before. Because remember this, Jack Harvey and some agents out of Detroit that followed homicides was already following some where the name Meech came up in the paperwork. This is a big old thing. And I'm going to remind y'all, you know, a lot of these big boys that get away with doing secret cooperating stuff, people never know what's up with them until the shit hits the fans. When the threats were made. Yeah, somebody said when the threats were made. We learned in Ward AP said, don't take your foot off the gas. Shout out to the men up Waller, man. Shout out to the alley, man. That's them real ones, man. One thing about DC Ward 8, I never got to explain shit to them, bro. If I say, hey, I got it, them Ward 8 guys, they ain't gonna just take my word. They gonna double check, but they gonna pay attention. If I say it to somebody else, not to disrespect nobody else, but like I be like, man, he on that BS. I don't care. They ain't telling on me. Bruh, this whole IMF, remember, I don't say BMF no more, IMF, informant mafia family. This whole IMF thing, I thought I seen all the ratting in the world of the feds, but this IMF situation, bruh, this IMF situation taught me how sneaky the informants are. I ain't even just talking about rats no more. It's another level of cooperation. These are bona fide informants all the way through the definition of the word, bruh. That's why Meech was in the hole a lot for his protection. Skrilla, first, facts. We at 93. Okay, it's almost time. It's almost time. We at 99. It's damn sure time. Let me light my J there. It's time. Now, like I said, I ain't gonna break it all the way down right here. I'm just gonna I'm gonna skip through pages and I'm gonna give you the business, right? I'm gonna skip through pages and I'm gonna give you the business and I'm gonna give you a DC jail federal law library breakdown. It's not going to be one of them Johnny Cochran Georgetown breakdowns where you don't understand the words. I'm going to tell you straight up this what this mean, okay? This called the legal breakdown for the Terry White joint 101. Like, I wouldn't care if you was in the 8th grade or you ain't understand their law. By the time I read this to you, you're going to understand it so much you're going to be able to tell your friend about it, all right? Like, once I break this Jack Harvey stuff down right here, you gonna understand it more than the BMF series, Tammy, and 50 all together. Because trust me, 50 ain't read 2,300 pages of this. DC Blacks has. Do you trust J-Bo and what he had to say? I don't know J-Bo. A couple of my friends know J-Bo, so I can't speak on J-Bo as a man or in his credibility. Demetrius should be speaking against the street life instead of misleading another generation. Yeah, he holding on to an image too, though. Prototype this shit. Prototype shit bigger than rats. All right. His old crew, the 50 boys, ain't rocking with third party. Lamar, Meech got sent to the hole because of the DC incident in Jessup and then got shipped for having too much influence on the compound. I got smooth. All right, I'm gonna have to disengage from the comments real quick. Number one fan, Meech plea agreement was supposed to expire. I ain't sure what's up with that. All right, but look, let me get into this part right here, y'all, because we at 100, like I said, and then we can kick it after that. So if I miss your comment right now, just when I finish, I stop reading. I'm gonna try to look back at it. I think diesel therapy is what broke Meech. It could have been diesel therapy, or it could have been that smooth jump. My man Mooka right here, Southeast Mooka, big homie Mooka. He in the chat. He watching him and the homies in the spiz app. Mooka was in SMU. He was in the smooth joint. You understand what I'm saying? He was in the smooth joint in Lewisburg. He'll tell you how that joint will get to you. Like, I got a video where I was asking Mooka about his journey through the feds, and he told about the smooth joint and who was there. Was she trying to set Meech up at first? Nah, I don't believe she was trying to set Meech up at first. But changed when it got the rights covering paperwork out. Nah, I don't believe she was trying to. Oh, see, Mooka said that SMU, that's smooth. I mean, I keep saying SMU. SMU is the shoe. I mean, yeah, no, SMU is the smooth joint at Lewisburg. I keep saying it. I don't even say it like that. I'm talking specifically about Lewisburg, right? But I don't think Tammy was telling on Demetrius or BMF. As Jack Harvey breaks down and what I'm about to share with y'all, she talked. First and foremost, she's a foreman, so she always talking. But she's talking even when she's not being asked to talk. So Jack Harvey had information. It was not even supposed to be information that was documented or put in an affidavit nor a report. Supreme from New York was there too. Shout out to Preem. J-Bo ain't get cut. Yeah, I'll be up here just cap. I don't know about that. I don't even know why I read that. I ain't sure. Meech plugged her with Harvey. I believe that Meech and Harvey are friends. He was popping that funny medication. Somebody else said that. Blue mixed up in it also. It's going to come out. All right, come on. Let's check this out real quick. Because I can't even disengage from the comments because I be learning so much from the comments. Can you check to see if the transcript for Meech's plea agreement was supposed to expire in March? He didn't sign up until Oh yeah. I forgot somebody said that. Remind me to check that again. All right. I ain't gonna give y'all. This ain't gonna be like one of my video breakdowns. This gonna be one of my live breakdowns, and we're gonna wrap. So the first thing I want y'all to know about is this right here. Harvey got Meech 30 years. They wasn't friends. I think they became some type of friends later. Just keep communicating with the DEA. They took your whole crew down. All right, but look, I'm coming from this right here, right now, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm reading this. I'm coming from document number 80, filed on May 3rd, 2010. It's page 22. All right. Now, this is just really talking about. I kind of covered this in the other one, but I got to start here for you to fully understand this. All right. So the highlighted portion that I want you to understand about this right here is just what it speaks about the affidavit in Terry White's case. Somebody directed me to go to Terry White's case, say, go back and read Terry White case because Meech name in it. So I just wanted to see how Meech name was, how it was explained in the Terry White case. But anyway, let's see. I'm coming from veracity of informants. Number one, CI number one. In Terry White's case, Tammy Cohen's was called CI number one. But we're going to skip all that CI and all this. We're going to say Tammy, all right? So the affidavit in Terry White's case established that Tammy had no criminal record. That comes from affidavit page 25. The information provided by Tammy concerned the defendant and his associates. His drug dealing included parcel service shipment. His money and financial dealings included a private banker. His use of code words, the use of a business front and filing of income taxes to establish his cover as a legitimate businessman, according to affidavit pages 18, according to affidavit pages 10 through 18. This is Terry White again. Much of the information provided by Tammy was independently corroborated by the affiant, which is Jack Harvey, through records and the defendant himself during the recorded telephone calls. Tammy recorded those phone calls, which is why I believe she has phone calls of Demetrius. For an example, the informant's information that the defendant's source of supply was a member of the Sinaloa cartel and was named Jaeger comes from affidavit page 10, and it was repeated by the defendant in a telephone call recorded on April 21st, 2009. I believe that's the same day she was going to visit Demetrius with him in the car. Affidavit page 33 in Terry White's case. The defendant used the Terry White group, according to the affidavit, and it was verified by the affiant, which is Jack Harvey, and it is doubtfully business viability explained by an analysis of bank records and tax returns of the defendant. This is something that Tammy was good at, explaining where the money goes. Affidavit page 18 and 22. The defendant's association with someone by the name of Wilbur and Wilbur's delivery of money to a place called the Mayfair. Affidavit page 14. All this is how it goes down. Was verified by surveillance and recorded telephone calls. Telephone call recording is done by Tammy. That's her method of surveillance. She don't even need a wiretap for that. She just cut her phone on and record everything you say. All right, the defendant's association with Valerie Hill at SunTrust Bank is also information that's broken down and explained by who? Tammy, Terrible Tammy. You know how they talk about Tommy Silverstein? They call him Terrible Tommy. We're going to call her Terrible Tammy. All right, let's jump to this other page. Now I'm coming from document 407, filed on December 13th, 2016. All right. This Jack Harvey. I'm gonna read the portion that I want to highlight for y'all because it's lined up in the way where I want y'all to understand where I'm going at, because y'all gonna see why they locked Meech down and put Meech in the hole. The BOP, that is. Salute me in the chest. Salute from Mobile, Alabama. Shout out to Mobile, Alabama. 504, what's up? Which transcript had Cuff name in it? He ain't ducking nothing. Shoot the info instead of assuming facts. Meech hiding in the cave right now, hoping this shit go away. Most internet fiascos go away in a week. This jump the long haul. You saying blue kills my theory? This ain't a theory. I don't think you're talking to me. This is in the court records. First of all, it was Blue Dimension, remember DC. I'm late to the party, but I'm here. Shout out to the Bay. All right, let me get back to this. All right, now I'm on another part. Now I'm on another part of it. All right, y'all. Okay. I'm gonna read the highlighted part first, then I'm gonna read the rest of the page so you can try to put it in context for the people that came late. This Jack Harvey right now being questioned in the Terry White case, not in the Dion Gatlin case. Oh, well, I'm talking about from the first one. Now we're on 2016, but it's still the same thing. Check it out. Question is asked. Okay, but she was afraid of him. Talking about Demetrius. She was afraid of him and also clearly played a major role in his eventual prosecution and plea. Is that correct? Hold on, let me just read this before I break that down because I got to say, yes, she never had to testify, which was good. No, this is not about Demetrius. This is about Terry White. My bad, y'all. So they was asking her questions about Terry White. Remember, she learned a lot of the things that she learned from Jack Harvey and the experiences she had with Terry White from going through this stuff with Terry White, and then still was cool or at least cordial with him later. In fact, in her testimony in the Frank's hearing, she said that Terry White even asked her to marry him about 6 months prior to her testifying in that hearing. So I don't know what's up with dude. All right, it says yes, she never had to testify, which was good. That was the answer. That's Jack Harvey. Jack Harvey told her that if you don't have to testify, your cover will be safe. A next question. Okay, and you are aware, as she's discussing with you, that she'll still be interacting with Terry White. Jack Harvey, not only after the case was done, was she still dealing with Tammy, and Tammy was still talking to him about Terry White's business, but as they proceeded on with everything else, they still kept a relationship where as though he was an informant advisor to her. All right, so now I'm gonna read that whole page so you understand what that is, with Jack Harvey just explaining the dynamics of Tammy. At the top of the page, I'm gonna go back down until you're getting to listen carefully. My last, there's so many dates to go around. Yeah, well, the last notation of those notes about St. Louis are from April 25th, correct? All right, next question. Okay, but over the course of this, she expressed a number of safety concerns and fears, correct? It's talking about Tammy, talking about she was fearing for her life. Yes, and in fact, as part of your investigation into Terry White, you didn't even want her to be alone with him, correct? It's Jack Harvey. Well, in that case, yes. It was because of logistics, though. The fact that if she went to White's residence, it was at the top of a secure 35-story condominium unit. We couldn't cover her, and she was afraid of him. So, and the phone calls were being productive. So we just kept with the phone calls. That was an unusual situation. That was Jack Harvey saying they just kept with the phone calls. They didn't want her alone with him just in case something happened. But she was not scared to be alone with him. And any of y'all that been to that Atlanta area, y'all know about them Jones to go way up in the air. I stayed in one of those Jones Airbnb while I was there. All right. And that was unusual. But she was afraid of him, and she only clearly played a major role in his eventual prosecution and plea, correct? Yes. She never had to testify, which was good. All right, we get that part right there straight. So she learned from the Terry White case that, damn, I can cooperate and never testify. She learned that then or before, but she definitely learned it before she tried the situation with Suarez. She learned it. I don't care what they say, bro. I'm going with the first thing she told the feds. The first thing she told the people, not when I'm saying the feds, I'm talking about the DEA. The first thing she told them was, Oh, I only got to set up Mexicans or Hispanics. So if I get something big, can I get Demetrius a time cut? I believe she said that. Now, was he with it on that? I don't got no proof of that. But let me tell you something again. I know I said it many times. Rayful Edmond told for about 20 some years, at least 14 plus years. He couldn't get any benefit from the first telling he did. So what did they do? They gave it to his mother. Rule 35, okay? His mother got a time cut and got released from prison for the work that he did. His performance was not lacking. Why am I bringing this up? I'm not bringing this up to shit on Ray or shit on his mother or take that back there. I'm talking about some educational situation. Boosie Purry, Rayful's mother, she didn't get out not knowing why she got out. Do you think Rayful's mother was sitting in Alderson and they just said, Perry, pack your bags, immediate release? Nah, her lawyer and everybody that was involved with Rayful cooperating knew that the federal government was not going to give him any reward or any benefit for his cooperation. He continued to cooperate for 14 plus more years, at least in that capacity, and she got the benefit. Do any of y'all believe that Rayful's mother did not know why she was getting out of prison? Bring it all the way back to this. Do you think if Demetrius got a time cut and it was for Tammy Cohen's work, that he wouldn't have known where the time cut came from? You got to go through the U.S. Attorney's Office, and then there has to be contracts and all type of stuff, bro. They didn't just put this together in no visiting hall, eating snacks and wham-whams out the vending machine, bro. I've been in them visiting halls, bro. I done sat in there and conspired with women to start a company, to write a book, to bring some pack in, to get some money. I done everything that regular niggas do in a visiting hall. Get back to this right here, though. All right, we're going to start at the top. And so she also expressed at a point that she had some fears about Demetrius Flannery, correct? Why is Meech's name and Terry White Jones always being spoken about by the DEA, the U.S. Attorney, or some type of informant? Correct. Well, I don't think she's ever said she's afraid of him, but I know she's in contact with him, pretty steady contact. Jack Harvey, how he know all this? How he know that she's in steady contact with him? Not from what surveillance in the phone. He knows she's in steady contact with him because he's in steady contact with Tammy. How can Demetrius, Terry White is a admitted cooperator, so we gonna leave him alone. Demetrius is acting like he's not. How is Demetrius constantly in daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly contact with somebody that's disengulfed with the DEA? She expressed a lot of concern once. She reviewed the St. Louis documents, correct? About Flannery finding out what's in those documents. Now, I need y'all to listen to this part carefully. Jack Harvey is the one giving up the situation. I'm gonna read that again. Question to Jack Harvey. Tammy expressed a lot of concern to you once she reviewed the St. Louis documents, correct? About Flannery finding out what's in those documents. Now, this is when Tammy discovered that her code name, which was CS1, was in motions filed by Cuffy's defense team, right? And it didn't mention her by name, but it mentioned her by this informant, but it had her job and her vehicle, if I'm not mistaken, connected to her. So she knew. And as I said before, I was that seasoned and reading the case, I said, bro, I think Meech found out about it. And then she ran around and tried to mess up the affidavit and the investigation and all this other stuff because she's constantly talking. Let's get back to it. The answer from Jack Harvey about her being concerned about what was in those documents and Demetrius finding out. What does Jack Harvey say? Jack Harvey says this. Yes, she was. She was very concerned about that. Yes, it wasn't so much that she is afraid of Demetrius. I'm putting Demetrius in there. He used the term him. It wasn't so much that she was afraid of Demetrius. I think she just didn't want to, she didn't want him to see that she had played a role in this case in which his name was in the paperwork. Okay, here comes the next question to Jack Harvey. And she had a discussion with you, Jack Harvey. They asking Jack Harvey, they asking the DEA, granddaddy DEA of Atlanta, Jack Harvey, John something Harvey. They asking him, okay, and she had a discussion with you that she mentioned that she didn't want Flannery to believe that he deceived her on purpose. I believe they meant to say that she deceived him on purpose, but I'm reading to you what it say for integrity purposes. I'm explaining that, all right? On purpose. Answer from Jack Harvey is this. Pay attention. Yes, that's my characterization of the word deceived in my voice and my notes. I don't think that came from her, but that's how I put it in my notes. Jack Harvey took notes that didn't even go into affidavits that had Demetrius' name in it and a whole bunch of IMF names in it. All right, Mr. Hogan, can you tell us where at? Mr. Humphrey, sure. We're on page 3, blase, blase, blase. That is showing you that Tammy and Jack Harvey spoke about when the gig was up and Tammy was about to be exposed. What was her intent? Her intent was she did not want Demetrius to be upset at what was in the information. And not only she don't care about herself, she's a known informant. She did not want Demetrius' name in this. Why? Because it was going to ruin his credibility, which is going to ruin anything that comes with her rights to his name. And now that his name is all stomped out and dismantled, even though I ain't saying it's over with, she's done with the rights. She said, I don't care. I'm going to go do something else and get paid. Let's go to the next page. Next page I'm coming from is document 407 filed December 13th, 2016, and it's page 32 of the 74 page document. You got it? I'm going to go straight to the highlighted part. Shout out to the team. Send it to me highlighted. Question, answer, question. We're going to start at line 17 on this page, which is an answer from Jack Harvey. All right. The answer is Tammy felt very badly that Demetrius's name was in this paperwork. And she said that it was her understanding that because of that, he was in the hole at the prison. Didn't I tell y'all he was in some type of protective housing? This Jack Harvey, bro. This not me. This ain't Vibe magazine. This ain't Don Diva. This Jack Harvey, bro. After he was retired, he came out of retirement to testify in this matter. She was very concerned that Demetrius's name was in the paperwork, and she said that it was her understanding that because of that, he was in the hole at the prison. In other words, being isolated at the prison because he might be in danger, bro. Ain't no gangsters in danger. Because he might be in danger from other prisoners, from the prison grapevine that there's the appearance. The appearance. That's the same problem now. There is an appearance that he either had informed on people or had unwittingly given Tammy information that she passed on to law enforcement, specifically the DEA, which she was doing. We all know she was doing that now. And that she wanted to convince Demetrius that wasn't the case. So she wanted to go so hard to convince Demetrius that that wasn't the case and all the stuff that is true wasn't true. So much so that she threatened to ruin the case against Cuffy, because the case against Cuffy is the case that exposed all this. Just like when Cuffy said we would have been out at Meech. He's saying that way back when they first had the Franks hearing, they would have known it. So what did she do? She called DEA St. Louis, tried to tell them that's not what happened. She called the judge. She couldn't get in touch with the judge. After she did that, she calls the people. She calls the people, and in the process of her calling, hold on, I lost the page, bro. She calls the people, and in the process of her calling the people, then she gets back in touch with I want to say his name is Agent Lang. But anyway, aside from it being Agent Lang, what does she do? She say that the affidavit that you all have is incorrect, is false information in it. That's where the Franks hearing even comes about. We're going to move on to the bottom of it right here. Understanding that because of that, he was in the hole of the prison. In other words, being isolated from the prison because he might be in danger from other prisoners. From the prison grapevine, that there's the appearance that he either had information or informed on people, or had unwittingly given Tammy that information, that she passed it on to law enforcement, and that she wanted to convince Demetrius that that was not the case, bro. That's the only reason she's saying Meech's name is not in this situation. Let's go to the next John. I only got a couple more for y'all before I roll. I mean, on this topic right here. Give me 1 second. All right, so she hadn't anticipating using that. All right, I'm gonna just read this straight. Oh, but I was going to say this. she did do, in addition to Terry White, the Terry White case, she was always passing on what I would just call intelligence about the BMF guys. She does not want this out either. You hear me? This is why she challenged the affidavit. Because even when she wasn't, quote unquote, working, giving that actionable information, that information she was getting paid 55,000 here, 87,000 there, almost $250,000 altogether. Some of that was the information that either she had to really turn over, or the information that Keith Cromer was pretending that she turned over so he could keep tricking on the DEA budget. But in all actuality, what people call pillow talk, right? Or gossip. In the process, her coming around, her lying, conniving, slithering behind, she was always talking about Demetrius. She was always talking about them IMF boys. That's why they had so many scribbled hand notes that never made it into affidavits. That's why when you go back into the file, it keeps saying notes and notes and notes and notes and notes, because she's doing it daily or frequently. Back to what I'm saying. Oh, but I was going to say she did do, in addition to Terry White, the Terry White case, she was always passing on what I would call intelligence about the BMF guys, just as she knew a lot of them. She got to know a lot of them after Roundup about 2005. So it wasn't stuff that I was all that interested in. This is Jack Harvey. Like, case is over. I don't want to hear about it no more. Now it's just gossip. He called it intelligence. Interested in, but it was a little interesting to me, you know. She would tell me about, she had a friendship with Lucille Flannery, Meech's mother, and it was always just little stuff that was going on where friends of Meech was supposed to send money to his mother, and sometimes they did, sometimes they didn't, and she knew a lot of this gossip, and it was just back and forth. This Jack Harvey talking, right? It wasn't anything I put in a report, but I just remember her telling me stuff about it. Next question to Jack Harvey is, so in any references to BMF, she wasn't a confidential source. She would have been considered a source of information from your perspective. What does that mean? That means she was never actively informing on Demetrius or BMF. She wouldn't dare inform on them. It's counter to what she's doing. But her being an informant and her being a person that just runs her mouth, she was constantly a source of information for who? Jack Harvey, even in retirement. You think Meech don't know this? Now, the next question is, so in any reference to BMF, she wasn't a confidential source. She would have been considered a source of information from your perspective. The answer is from Jack Harvey. Yes. Yeah. And the BMF case was pretty much over with. We did an indictment in like 2007 in Atlanta. And I know Detroit was doing some follow-up cases. And there was a trial out in LA. But as far as Tammy, she just knew a lot of people. A lot of people knew her. But no, I never envisioned her doing anything proactive with respect to any new targets within BMF. That was not her objective. She didn't, it was never her objective or the plan to get Demetrius, to get any BMF members, or to get Cuffy, bruh. That's why I told y'all in the beginning before I read all this, they never intended to get Cuffy, bro. They tried to get Suarez. Suarez is the Mexican. If they could have got Suarez and she didn't have to testify, Demetrius would have came home in 2015, bro. The reason she tried to sabotage it because they knew that once Cuffy got caught up in the snag, which is all about DEA St. Louis, the gig was up. So they trying to be crafty. They was trying to be slick. They was trying to get Suarez. It ain't happening. Next question. And you didn't seek any indictments against any additional BMF associates following your original roundup? The answer is no, from Jack Harvey. All right, and this is the other one right here. Is this the last? Okay, now this is the last one. Question. I'm gonna start at the top of these questions. All right. So it says shortly after that, did she receive money? Yes. I believe it says over $100,000. Yes. In March and April, according to the paperwork. This Terry White case, you said that she contacted you about the case. Am I correct? Jack Harvey says yes. She contacted him about the case. How did she do that? Now listen to this right here. When I told y'all they got too many friends that's cool with the DEA and with informants. How did she contact you? Well, it was a little convoluted, Jack says. Jack says she had first told another individual about the situation she had gotten caught up into with White and how she wanted to sort of get away from that situation. Once again, she talking about business. And she asked his advice as to whether this person thought she had broken the law. And that person told her, yeah, you did. You stepped in it. You better try to get out of that. And this now, that person that she talked to was an ex-con, and he knew me. This is Jack talking, Jack Harvey. And he gave her my number. This ex-con, he got to be an informant, bro. He had Jack Harvey's number on standby and gave it to her, bro. Informant, mafia, family. And he called me and said, hey, Jack, expect a call from this lady. And she later called. So when you said that she called you on the phone, well, just to set up the meeting was in person, right? At the DEA office? Yes, at the DEA office. It wasn't at her house or anything weird like that. And we could get into the question because I ain't gonna read the whole thing to y'all, but that was just enough to show you that she knew what she was doing. The BOP was aware of it. That's why Meech never went to no USP. They knew something was gonna happen. Even if he ain't get blasted, they was gonna see what was up with him. I've been telling people that BMF St. Louis story is just as big as the Atlanta. So is the Cali jump. It ain't no targets in BMF. Cuffy, not BMF. Wasn't nobody from BMF left. I could go for that. But Cuffy still should have never been the target at all. And that's a fact, bro. And I ain't seen nobody break it down from that perspective. And I know I missed a couple comments. The second largest indictment was from St. Louis. All the top level movers were in St. Louis. I know another thing about St. Louis. Nobody in the other case. Hold on. Let me back up real quick. I've been telling people that BMF St. Louis story is just as big as the ATL one. But remember this, bro. There is no ATL BMF case though. Like, I mean, a couple of them cocaine. The big cases is Detroit, Michigan, and LA. Am I not mistaken? Meech case comes out of Michigan. The second largest indictment was St. Louis, all the top level. All right, Brick Squad, smash the like button. What's up, go? Cuffy wasn't the target, but ended up in jail. He did become the target. 504. What's up? Make sure y'all go subscribe. The 504 Street Stories Unplugged. New Orleans in here. I need the docs. You got it, bro. All you gotta do is hit me. You got my phone number. It's the Fed case. Yeah. That's how that goes. Keep on doing what you're doing, brother. Listen, man, I was in the feds and I was in the penitentiary. I wasn't in all these jumps with Meech was at. I did go to a FCI. No disrespect to Mendes and the FCI, but Mendes and the FCI know what I'm talking about, right? But I was in them jumps where if you ain't had your paperwork within a certain amount of time, you had to get off the compound. And if you thought you was tougher than everybody else, I ain't got to explain to you play by play what would happen. When we going to discuss the Gregory Griggs and Brian Collins indictment. I haven't read all that, but what you want me to discuss about that? Was Terry in a USP? No, Terry turned himself into a federal prison camp somewhere. I want to say Kentucky, but don't quote me. But it said FPC. FPC is federal prison camp. USP is United States Penitentiary. FCI is Federal Correctional Institution. And they're all different levels. Meech didn't tell he conspired the drug deal, but didn't know she was an informant. Nah, I don't believe that. You know what I believe? I believe that Meech was doing this thing on the side, like you said. And when she came up with the plot to get Suarez, he was going to let her get him. That's what I think. Meech ain't no Suarez from nowhere. He met him at the water fountain. He was going to sacrifice Suarez. I know Cuffy and Tamara and St. Louis don't want to hear this, but he ain't want to get Cuffy, bro. Not because he honorable or his integrity is up to par. He didn't want to get Cuffy because if he got Cuffy, which eventually happened, and Cuffy got caught in the crosshair, now we all know that Meech is sus. I don't think you got to sign nothing until it's done. But I'm telling you that if it was attempted, they knew what was up with it. But we're gonna see what kind of phone call she got. Nigga did 20 years. That agent was running his own thing. I don't think so, bro. I'd have read too much. Have you read anything? Meech put the play together, but it clearly didn't know Tammy was working with the DEA. That could make sense. How Cuff name and all that work, but he ain't indicted co-conspirator. Oh, bro, Lamar, how you gonna use that argument? How Cuff ain't indicted when you don't use that argument in regards to why Meech ain't indicted? Meech go to a USP. It was no violence in his jacket. Non-violent offenders don't go to USP. Some of them do, but let me tell you this, kid. Once you get caught with a cell phone, bro, you can go to a pen. You might as well stab a nigga if you get caught with a cell phone. Hold on one second. It's getting good to this is the real movie. Yeah, nah, I was talking about another dude in the comments on another case. All right. Yeah, who created the master plan to serve up Cuffy slash Suarez for each time cut? I mean, according to the paperwork, it was Tammy. Ain't no way around that, right or wrong. Keep going away. Hardhead was a wild time. Well, don't argue with this guy. He's chasing content. Okay. You gotta have bodies in your case or have done violent acts to get sent to a USP. A phone can get you sent to a USP, but Meech didn't hit Lewisburg. Did hit Lewisburg, so he was punished, obviously. All right. Since you want to make that issue, let me tell you this, bro. No one else leaves Lewisburg and goes to a FCI. What about that? He put his man Cuff in the mix and he ain't know. I meant to get him. Come on, Suarez. My boy, you on fire, bro. I swear. I told you they can't fuck with you. That don't know fair law. A lot of these dudes just posting for views. You did a real bid in the fair, in the system, like me. Yeah, I mean, you can't really tell dudes that been in all these, you can't play these paperwork games. Like, I can see it coming. Why you think I spoke on this before the 50 Cent thing? I ain't one of these dudes that just jumped on it because they heard 50 Cent jump on it. It Ben came across my desk. You say you want me to read T paperwork? Sean G says Screech's paperwork look right. The time cuts do look right, but what about all of this involvement with Tammy? They call me Mooka says, why you skip past mine? I ain't see what you said. Yeah, I ain't see what you said, and they're coming up too fast. I just missed it, I guess. You have to go to a penitentiary. That's step down program rules. That's from a person who was in Lewisburg when Meech was there. Mooka, he was there. He went to a penitentiary after that. I had find their individual other than Demetrius Flannery that left Lewisburg and went to a FCI, which is a medium. Meech did himself no favors by not some about they deleted that junk. Something about retroactive 2 times. Yeah, those are time cuts. Them Jones is legitimate. Other dudes came home on them same time cuts, so I'm not going to challenge the credibility or the integrity of dudes that came home on a legitimate time cuts, because that's what it is. It ain't no way around that. He said Terry was in Coleman. What Terry? Southwest T was in Coleman? He wasn't in no penitentiary. What Coleman you talking about? Tammy didn't want Meech to know she was working with the DEA because he wouldn't have signed his life rights to her. Bruh, she got Terry popped and he know it. How could he not know she was an informant? The paperwork in Terry case became public in 2009, maybe. She became aware of her cover being blown in Cuffy case reading Pacer. Do we believe she wasn't reading Pacer or someone was not reading Pacer when she came out? Her name in Terry case, Demetrius' name in Terry case, you telling me that someone who reads Pacer didn't know that back then? Who is Jack Harvey? That's what you said. Hold up. Who leaves Lewisburg to hit a FCI? I ain't trying to Meech walked a certain yard with good men, so we can't really press that. He just like yard. Say that makes sense. Tammy is the culprit. Y'all owe Meech an apology. I don't owe Meech nothing. Meech owe everybody an explanation. And I'm assuming what? You tripping. I ain't assuming nothing. I ain't even give you my opinion on the specifics. I'm just telling you that the paper, only thing I'm talking about is the facts. Meech knew. And if he didn't know, he know now. That's a fact, bro. You just got the official paperwork recently. Don't act like you been had it. You talking to me? Because if you talking to me, I ain't say nothing about Ben had it. I'm telling you what I said when I didn't have it is now corroborated by me having it. So I ain't getting caught up in what you talk about. Tell them you don't have to have a body to go to a USP. That's true. There's many big drill boys and all type of dudes in USPs that don't got bodies or stabs. You got dudes in USP that don't have no violent shots, bro. They thought we believed Terry got out because of COVID. Oh, you talking about Southwest T Terry. We got to define them too. Ain't no nigga just letting you get his time cut on some rat shit without knowledge. Not no stand up, man. I'm not gonna have a conversation about it. 504. Meech owe Cuff an apology. Man, he owe Cuff more than an apology, bro. An apology is just, that's just a greeting. Nobody in the city knew she lined Terry up. Nobody knew because Terry was hot. He ain't blast her name. You keep missing that point, E. Nah, Lamar, you missing the point that she reads Pacer. Demetrius' lawyer reads Pacer, bruh. The investigators read Pacer. You believe, Lamar, you believe that nobody in Atlanta knew who she was. I'm done with that, bruh. I'm done with that. I'm done with that part. We ain't gonna debate that one, bruh. Shoot, it's not the contract. You said me sound like a friend. I don't know what you mean by that. I can't guess what you mean. Paperwork stands on its own, has to be the truth. I can't find no case with Cuffy and Suarez. What you mean? If Tammy is testifying in the case, why do you think Tammy is testifying in the case? Because she's the linchpin to the case. Her information got the affidavit. How do y'all keep separating and saying that Suarez and Cuffy ain't this and ain't that? The case came from the wiretap. Even if you get passed on to CS2 and CS2 introduce you to a fake connect in Memphis, and it's not the exact deal from August 5th, it is all still the same case. St. Louis DA got on the case from the affidavit. They got the wiretap for the warrant 3, the title 3, phone tap on Cuffy phone. Y'all arguing so much. Then you should be arguing for the man to come home to be not guilty, but y'all arguing the fact that him and Suarez ain't get popped for the truckload. It's a part of the case. It's a part of the evidence, bro. Don't forget the case begins where the affidavit came in to tap the phone, bro. I ain't called nobody a rat, and you can't call me out, homeboy. Unless you just dealing with a bunch of informants and you're a rat lover. I gave him his prop. Cuffy didn't speak on Meech until he saw the proof. Tammy lined everybody up. The paperwork clearly says August 2014, the day Tammy set it up. Facts. Lamar Green said, I see how she was riding around the city with Cuff and nobody even told Cuff because nobody knew. Cuff was plugged in with the city. He been out here since the 90s. That makes sense, Lamar. So you said that's a good point, bro. You saying that Cuff was riding around with her, so nobody knew. He got a good point. At least Cuff didn't know. For sure, Cuff didn't know. But my point never was that Cuff didn't know. My point was that Demetrius know. They was listening and overheard the conversations about the bodies and switched over to him. The case connected it. Y'all missing that. Cuffy was you tripping, bruh. You tripping, bruh. He sent the mail through the lawyer. That ain't dry snitching, bruh. Ain't no lawyer gonna send no mail dry snitching. How did Southwest T do 14 years on a 30-year bid? I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I don't know that one. He said, I'm calling. Damn, that jump went up too far. He said, I'm calling Screech a rat. Even if Meech didn't snitch, which it looked like he did, he tried to throw his own brother under the bus. That by itself make him bad. What's all the caps for? If the first case was BS, it would have been fruit from the poisonous tree. So that should let y'all know. But they didn't rule it as being BS. They said that most of the information that was material to the conviction, they said that it stood, according to the judge. If y'all read the Frank's Hearing joint, it's simple as that. When you gonna pull Cuffy paperwork? I read Cuffy paperwork. What you trying? Why you keep, bro? Who are you, bro? You about to get up out of here, bro. We only read pacer after we get cracked. Well, not me, because I ain't been cracked in over 15 years for doing nothing. His initial paperwork was clean up until the end of the That's a lot of stuff. Where Southwest T was getting, I don't know about Southwest T getting punked. Somebody said that BMF and Jam Master J, Al Prophet. I saw that. A lawyer cannot even tell a DA what you and him talk about unless you tell the lawyer to do so. That's a fact. Attorney-client privilege. Everything, man. You have to type it fast as mud. Tammy was working way before Meech. All right. Meech ain't no Tammy was working because Harvey would have stated it under oath. They never asked him that. The only thing that was BS was Tammy's testimony in the Frank's hearing. That's what I believe. Meech should have corrected that chatter when it started, and I know he knew back then because my cousin was seeing their conversations from sending their emails with her inmate messaging business. Damn. Damn. Y'all know I'm not hearing what E is saying. Should remove the hype and listen to what he's saying. Man, I did my due diligence on it. Oh yeah. T was just on home confinement. His sentence wasn't up. He was out on compassionate release till December of last year. True, he was out on compassionate release until December of last year, and the Joe Biden, y'all keep talking about he pardoned him. A commutation is underneath a pardon, so it's a part of a pardon, but a commutation does not really fully pardon you. His commutation ended his sentence. So unlike Demetrius, Terry was able to go straight to supervised release. Technically, Demetrius is still in custody. If he does something wrong, he can get what's called a shot and have to see what's called the DHO. You understand what I'm saying? You can have a disciplinary hearing. So whoever said that, I think that was the Lamar. That's correct. So, and just so you don't have to look this up, if Terry was pardoned, all the way pardoned, he wouldn't have to do supervised release. If Terry was all the way pardoned, he can get a gun permit. He can own a weapon. His sentence was only commuted. That just means in-home confinement and go straight to supervised release. So now he can move around a little bit. He was not pardoned. He cannot go in a gun store and buy a strap. He has breathing issues, which was life-threatening condition with COVID. I heard that, and I seen other dudes come home that had some of his same issues on compassionate release. Compassionate release is really what got him out there. Terry White, aka Uncle, was subpoenaed for jam. What? Terry White, aka Uncle, was subpoenaed for Jam Master Jay trial in reference to them bricks. So you alleging that Uncle is Terry White? Answer my question. I don't even remember what your question was, bro. You sound a little demanding. Illegal tap and wiring, trash pull. They wanted him bad in St. Louis. I agree. Terry got out because of the COVID. Compassionate release in the COVID part, right? All right. I think he means Southwest Terry. I know that's who he means. He got to mean that. But I ain't read the proof on that uncle thing yet. I ain't convinced. It make a lot of sense, but I ain't convinced. The paperwork when they talked about Tammy's relationship with the agent is a female CS2 and another deal named Boosie. I saw that. That's in the Frank Sheeran transcript. Uncle was Southwest T. I'm starting to believe that might be Southwest T. What Meech and Terry rap sheet look like? You know the feds go by the chop. It looked like some of my homies jumped. They went straight to the feds with them jumps right there and went to penitentiaries and stayed there for years. Tony Lewis ain't had no violent charges. He stayed in the penitentiary for like 13 straight years. He got an 848. In fact, they had 848B on their joint, if I ain't mistaken. You know what 848B is? Meech and them ain't even got an 848B. Yeah, the St. Louis. Yeah, the St. Louis crew. Money Cuffy. They ain't have him till Tammy came around. The only way they get Cuffy on that joint is Tammy. So the whole 120 months that he took the cop to on a joint wouldn't even be there. He'd be doing 17 years for all that shit with the Rush brothers and all that. I think he is. He got out around the time that case got rolling. I don't know. Gogo TV say, go ahead. Oh, shout out to Goldie around the globe. That Mike, what's she talking about? Billionaire Jig, what's up with you? Why would Meech put Cuffy with Suarez if he wanted to line Suarez up? That don't make sense. Cuffy was family to Meech. Okay, that's another thought. We're reading Cuffy's paperwork, fool. 17 years for two bodies, though. He didn't get 17 years for two bodies, bro. He wasn't charged with homicide, bro. He was charged with ordering something that resulted in death, which is why he was facing the death penalty. Is Little Dirk charged with really doing the act? No, Lil Durk is charged right now with causing the act that resulted in such and such and such, which can get him the death penalty if he's certified. It's no different, bro. He was never straight up charged with homicide. If he was straight up just charged with homicide, he would have had a state case. We don't got to dispute that one, bro. I had one of them jokes. I'm surprised Cuff dodged that 07 indictment. What was in the 07 indictment, Lamar? 07. I think I know. Oh, that's the one. I know exactly what you're talking about. I ain't read all of that, but ain't nothing in that. On what I read on the surface, ain't nothing in it that suggests nothing that was hot or no cooperation, though, bro. I got you. Just need clarification. I'm just thinking. I ain't no expert. I'm just a dude that took some bumps and bruises through the system, and I know a lot of BS when I see it. I keep telling y'all, Cuff not being honest. They had a run for a minute until Cuff stiffed Suarez for the half a ticket. He admitted to 2 murders, so how he didn't get charged with it. Man, you tripping, bro. You tripping, man. You need to go read that case, bro. I don't even think you understand how They charged them 187s on the federal level, bruh. You talking from the aspect of somebody having a state 187, bruh. I can't, bro. I can't bring you up to speed. I'm gonna have to leave you alone. Like, in order to really talk to me and debate with me on this, you got to already know. And I ain't trying to sound cocky or arrogant or talk down to you like, oh, I'm not teaching you. We can't debate if you don't understand. If you ain't been through or don't know nobody that been charged with one of them homicides on a state level, and people that have been charged with one or more on a federal level, the dynamics of what you must prove in federal court for that is something different. The charges are not even the same, homie. You sitting here talking to me, and we are conversing, right? And you conversing with me like you watched the first 48. The first 48, those are always state cases. So don't come over here. You an expert because you watched Law and Order SVU a couple times. Then you went and watched the first 48 a couple times, and now you understand federal law, bro. You can't even get a federal 187 without some other type of conspiracy with it. Let me let you know that for sure. And I ain't talking slick, bro. I'm telling you 100%. What's your question? The chat moving. Back to find out why. Yeah, please, my crew, answer the question. Because anyway, so please don't give me all that jazz. You talk about he got 17 years for this and that. That's federal court, bro. That's conspiracy to do it, resulting into such and such. They never said he actually pulled the trigger in the case. Think about that. It's saying ordered, causing the result of 187. So if she trying to convince that she isn't telling, wouldn't that imply that Meech didn't know and Jack Harvey wasn't fully sure why Meech was in the hole? The BOP said why he was in the hole. And just to answer your question about don't that mean that Meech didn't know? Nah. What it could have meant, devil's advocate, is that she was running her mouth too much to Jack Harvey, just like she was running her much too much to Chroma, and he could have put it in there. And she didn't want him to know that his name was in there, didn't want none of his name in there because Cuffy was now on the hook. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and try to make him a rat or a cooperator, so I'm not gonna get too creative with it. My main issue with Demetrius Flint is when did he know Tammy Corns was an informant? Can we get with that from me to whoever else got anything? When did Demetrius know Tammy was an informant, bro? It's simple as that. I swear that too. They said Jam Master Jay was trying to set up BMF New York. And he was dealing with Southwest T, but his code name was Uncle. I saw that. I don't know if I believe that yet. Remember, this me talking 504. Appreciate it. Jam Master Jay came to meet T in St. Louis to get the bag. According to who though? How do we know that's true yet? Like I gotta cross reference and double check everything to come from these dudes, bro. Why is everyone denying it but Meech? These IMF fans are so much on defense. But all we know what Cuffy and the paperwork is saying. So until Meech speak up, we rolling with what we have. That's true. I mean, and for real, I don't think Meech technically get off that house arrest shit to maybe 26. He may not speak about that for a year. They're gonna dismantle him within a year. He better do something. Meech told her to facilitate a drug deal in September 2011. They didn't get a wiretap up until August 2012. True. If he was working, why they apply for the wire? Why didn't they apply for the wire in September of 2011 if he was working? My answer to that is that you can't apply for the wire until you get the information that goes into the affidavit to get the wiretap, bro. You do know that, right? So if they started in 2011, September, as you're so detailed in mentioning, remember, a part of an affidavit that is submitted to get a Title III wiretap, right? Part of the information that must be submitted in such a document is that you have tried all other surveillance tactics beforehand and none of them has worked. So now the government must be able to tap your phone, which is a technical invasive tap, and this is what we've tried to do to wiretapping, and this is what's happening. It'll be simple as that. I hope that answered your question for you. It'll be just like that, bro. Smash the like button. Shout out to Go TV, man. Shout out to the crew, everybody with the blue wrenches, Brick Squad. So now, if you make a point and it makes sense, then I'm gonna go with it. If Meech can prove that he ain't know that she was a rat, I keep saying rat. I gotta stop saying rat. Tammy Corns is not a rat, bro. She's a paid informant. That's different. Like a rat, it ain't the same thing, bro. It's all ratting, but it ain't the same thing, man. Do anybody agree with me on that? I know a lot of time I've been saying that, lady. People say, "What you mean? She a rat? She a rat?" But she more than a rat. She well more sophisticated than a rat. And if Demetrius is guilty of participating in it, he not even just a rat. That's why you won't hear me say rat. At the most, I'm gonna say sneaky cooperator. Smooth operator. That's what you start calling me. Smooth operator. Come on, bro. Hey, Mr. Telephone Man. That's who Meech is. Is something wrong with my line? Because when I dial my baby's number, I get a rat every time. Hey, Mr. Telephone Man. Is something wrong with my line? Because when I dial my connect number, I hear echo every time. Because you got that motherfucking tap on there fucking with Tammy. Hey, Mr. Telephone Man. Is something wrong with my line? When I dial my connect number, I hear echo every time. So you gotta really been out there in the street to even understand what I'm talking about, bro. Comments rose up for a second. That lady dangerous. One more rap. Cuffy a rat if he got immunity from two bodies. He ain't getting no immunity from two bodies. But why you sitting over here talking sideways, bro? You sitting over here calling a man a rat with no proof. I'm not even reading your comment no more. Go to your profile pic. Look like you cute. Smooches. Hear them clicks. It's like cats on the streets busting. Then they go tell dangerous blacks. Dangerous black. Man, I am cute. Laugh out loud. Ha 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 ha. Show your paperwork. How you get out. I don't know who you is. Who is this dirty glove? Gonna tell me show my paperwork. Go nah, you ain't got to delete it. Let it rock out. Go TV or go see. Let them talk till he say something gay. But listen, my name Eon Williams. Go look me up. Do you think I can sit on a platform, on any social media platform, and talk the way I talk, and been in prisons around tens of thousands of people, and ain't nobody look my paperwork up? First and foremost, before you get to talking slick about Eon Williams, talking about you had life, you repeating something somebody else told you. In DC, we had what's called intermediate sentences. So if you get 20 to life, 30 to life, such and such a life, and you got life on the back, technically it's a life sentence. But we had parolable life, bro. You probably not even from a place that had parolable life. You probably don't even know what an intermediate sentence is. I called a life sentence and got sentenced to 15 to life in 1993 and done 17 years on it. You go look my case up, bro. One thing for sure you ain't gonna find, you're not gonna find me knowingly, unknowingly, haphazardly dealing with no informants. You're not gonna find nobody connected to me dealing with no informants. Period. Since you're talking slick, I just don't understand how Meech's name is included in anything. If he was staying silent, his name comes up in every person Tammy got indicted. Antisocial. That's what I'm saying. How is his name in multiple other people's paperwork, bro? Because him and Jack Harvey cool, bro. You from the old DCE. You know what we like to call the old DC? We like to call it the real DC. Oh, bro, Mr. J say, nah, Uncle is Southwest. That's what everybody keeps saying. Uncle is Southwest. I got a homie in Pollock. He was a co-defendant in the Kevin Gray case, free to real. Shit, Kevin Gray himself in Pollock. What you mean, a co-defendant? Kevin Gray in Pollock. How did Meech get under the Kingpin status. He didn't get under. He got sentenced to the provisions of something, something, something in the 846 and all that shit right now has a statutory. You could get 20 years for it now. Back then you could get 30 to life or something, but the statutes changed. And paperwork wise, which is probably another thing that Meech and them was that what they was trying to do, they was probably trying to, because I'm just pulling back up. Did you read page 67, line 16? I believe I did. Hold on. The real DC hit different. He had 848 A and C. See, note, I told you that already. He ain't had no 848B, but 848 A and C is still send your ass to a USP. And we know that, right? What line did you say? 67, line 67, line 16. 67. Hold on, y'all. 67. I think I know what you're talking about. We'll go back to it real quick. Hold on. I don't see 67 right here, but I think I did read it. But the name is coming up. Maybe if I look in the phone. Hold on, y'all. Excuse me for this, looking for this, because I just wanted to make sure. Nah, I don't think I got 67. Matter of fact, hey, do this for me. Hey, bro, you know who it is, right? Screenshot 67 and just send it straight to my DM real quick so I ain't got to waste our time while we on here. And then I'll look it up and then that way I know. So you mean to tell me after all your research, you believe Meech was connected to Harvey? I believe they're cordial. I don't know what you mean by connected, but I believe Tammy, Meech, and Harvey are cordial. Why do I believe it? Bro, you got to go read all the stuff that I read, bro. Like, not all the stuff that I read, all the stuff that I've read in connection to this, bro. This she comes out and says she did this on her own accord without Meech's blessing. Folks still gonna have their own opinion that he did put her up to it. So it sounds like a catch-22. Damn. All right, well, let me say this. And Terry White, what up? Let me say this. If she don't have the recordings of her and Meech specifically talking about it, and even me myself gonna say that it's still a gray area. But just a bona fide comrade in me says, if you introduce my friend to Tammy, then I'm gonna feel a certain type of way about you, and especially when you don't even address it no more. Knew Meech before she knew Terry White. That's what the paperwork say. It does say that Tammy knew Meech before she knew Terry White. Why didn't he get any other reduction? You good at what you do, but all the insinuating and assuming ain't what's up. What did I assume, bro? What am I assuming? I notice a lot of people keep saying it. So even me asking you, you saying something that I see other people saying. So I'm asking you, what did I assume? Why would Tammy do this on her own? That's a good question, but I ain't gonna say that that's the linchpin. But who is Tammy? He said the wrong name, 504. We talking about the same Tammy. We talking about, he ain't talking about no Collins. He talking about Cowan. He talking about who we talking about. You definitely one of the best to ever do it. That's for sure. I appreciate what you're doing. Salute. I just don't like to listen to nobody who don't know what they talking about. And then there's no reason for me to go like a lot of people be saying, E, you ain't see this blog, you ain't see that blog. The only ones that y'all directed me to that really stood out to me was the dude Brian something. And the only thing I got to say about that, the only critique I have about the Brian guy that y'all told me, I think his name was Brian Bell or something. Y'all told me to go watch Brian. Brian, y'all talking about my opinion. I be putting too much of my opinion in it. I think he gave too much of his opinion about 11C1C. I haven't seen that to be dead on for cooperation. Now, y'all told me to go watch Crime and Entertainment. The video, the interview he had with the guy that was the Mexican, the high level Mexican drug trafficker, everything he said was on point. And Sean G, y'all told me to go watch Sean G, which shout out the podcast was so. I was already watching him. I connected with him on Instagram, but his breakdown, when y'all said to go watch his breakdown and my breakdown was almost the exact same at the same time. So that was just me watching him as giving him a view. Everything that he already said, I already had said in August of last year. Hey, hit the like button for me, y'all. You know what I mean? If you dig what we talk about, hit the like button for me. How after 2012, when Tammy said Meech, hold on one second. He said check the email. All right, so I got to look at that one on the email. All right, one second. The Brian Blake dude, a troll. He put the rat jacket on everyone. Yeah, I can't go for that. And I ain't dissing him. I don't know him. But I ain't, it ain't no way. He said keep promo testimony. Jack Harvey. Oh, shout out to the Brick Squad. That legal shit coming in. Man, I'm so glad I ain't got to look up everything now. I can sit on the Joan. Brick Squad gonna look it up. How after 2012, when Tammy said Meech told her to set up a drug deal, Suarez plus Cuffy, was Meech communications not limited and under more scrutiny? And how did he avoid the 2014 indictment with Cuffy? I don't know about the avoiding the indictment part. I got my speculations, but when you say his communication wasn't taken because the BOP wasn't on him for using the phone, and the DEA wasn't going to do anything to alert him or stop him from doing that, that's not how that worked. So he was going to be able to use the phone all the way up until they got whatever they needed to get if he was ever on the phone. But I don't believe the DEA got any record of him on the phone other than the jail phone. If he was talking to Tammy on a cell phone, Tammy got the recordings, bro. I'm telling y'all that. So remember this. I don't want to hear nothing when it finally come down. When Tammy and 50 Cent do whatever they gonna do, and y'all hear the recordings, I want y'all to say, damn, the light-skinned dude with the glasses didn't say that, bro. Yeah, put some respect on my name. Eon said it, representing DC. I said it. I bet you she got recorded phone calls with her and Demetrius. Why am I so adamant about it? Because 95% of the Terry White case, according to Special Agent Jack Harvey, Tammy was responsible for it. They asked her, did you ever wear a wire? She said, nah. All I did was use the phone. Hold on. He just sent me Keith Chroma testimony. Your Honor, it sounds to me. Hey, the answer is no. There is no. Niggas ain't got this word. Yeah, they ain't reading this word. Okay, so question to Keith Cromer. I believe, let me just read. Did you tell CS1? Did you tell CS number one to tell Demetrius Flannery that she should tell the DEA agents that Demetrius was going to receive a time cut? No, my bad. Did you tell CS1 to tell Demetrius Flannery that she should tell the DEA agents that Demetrius Flannery was going to receive a cut of the proceeds of the drug dealings between Dion Gatlin and Demetrius Flannery? The court said, hold on. And Fidel Suarez. The court said, Mr. Thomas. Mr. Thomas, yes, Your Honor, the court. I cannot have you interfering with the testimony of the witness. I understand that there are matters that your client may need to confer with you on with respect to any potential criminal exposure he might have, but I need to have him answer the questions without interference from the counsel. But for sure, he was asking Agent Keith Cromer about Suarez, Flannery, and Gatlin. What's the other one? Let me see something real quick. I guess I could check the email and open the other one up. Because this is all Chroma's testimony, bro. Like, I could run content on this every day of the week for the rest of the year, bro. What is this? Redacted transcript, excerpts A, B, and C of volume 3 from the Franks hearing, all right? The defendant witnesses in this joint is Keith Cromer and David Aguilar. David Aguilar is another black agent. Excerpt A, the following testimony of Keith Cromer and David Aguilar was held on October 19th, 2016, long before these other joints that y'all talking about, via telephonic means and in excerpt form of volume 3. Bam, we start with the course. Let me see something real quick. Y'all want me to do this? How much time? We've been on here for a minute. Oh, we got 300 in here. Can we get 500 in here? Can we get 400 in here? Y'all want me to go into this Keith Cromer testimony? Brick Squad sending it all in. Yeah, the Brian Blake dude be talking, he be just talking. Y'all want me do y'all want me drop bricks? Do y'all want me to read this Keith Cromer testimony? Like I read it straight off the jump. Hit the like button, chat exclusive content. This is exclusive content. This exclusive content right here. I ain't seen this on no platform yet, this Keith Cromer testimony. Do y'all want to hear what Keith Cromer testimony is? I got to see bricks. Get them likes up. Oh, and we need at least 100 likes. I see bricks. Yeah, read it. I see read it. I need to see bricks. I need the whole screen covered with bricks real quick if y'all want me to read it. Do y'all want to hear what Keith Cromer has to say? Because I ain't seen nobody quote Keith Cromer yet. 100 likes. Oh, is that 100 likes? You right. You right, Goldie. Drop it. All right, man. Tell a high rater. The women, many times they do sentences because of a man. So women I'm built for it. I ain't gonna say that. I'm not gonna disrespect women, bro. Please put Tammy down with third part. I see bricks. I see enough of them. Hit the like button. We over 100. Can we get 200? There's 300 of us in here. 300 of us in here right now. Can we get 200 likes? I see the bricks in the building. That's all I need to see. 18-wheeler full of bricks. The feds say they know what's us. Brick squad in this junk, right? The internet brick squad. We ain't going to the bank because we ain't doing it. Man, Meech couldn't give me 100 books on consignment, bro. 200 likes, y'all. Let's run it up. 200 likes. We're going to read the Keith Cromer jump. Tell a friend to like and hit the brick squad button. Tell a friend to hit the friend and tell them, man, hit the like button and hit the brick squad button and we're going to see what Keith Cromer talking about. Damn, the likes for the comrade. Hit the likes for the comrade. We at 111. Can we get to 200 if y'all want to hear what Keith Cromer had to say? Share the link. Share the link. Yeah, do that. Yeah, do what they tell brick squad in here. I see them bricks in here heavy. Bricks in here heavy. 18-wheeler full of bricks. The feds say they know it's us. 200 likes. Come on, we at 115, bro. If you want to know, I'm trying to hear this. All right. I'm telling you, I'm going to see what Keith. And I have not read this yet. It just came in. Fresh off the brick squad table. CS2 is another woman who I think Tammy is going to reveal. She bet not. I think Hankster Williams knew to play. You call him Hankster Williams? Man, come on, bro. Gangster Williams was a big stepper, wasn't he? After this BMF stuff, you got to tap in on Rilo case. Rilo case, man, it ain't no intrigue. It's right there. All you got to do is read page 7. It's no cases to go read a bunch of stuff about him. I even agree with, not what he did, but I even agree with Rilo. He said, I ain't got no Cuffy. I ain't got no Tammy. He really don't. Jeezy distance himself. We at 119. Damn, we stopped. Don't nobody want to read it, man. Drop that.